This year, Standard Bank proudly hosts the annual BIAN member meeting for the third year. By bringing together industry expertise, diverse skills, and artificial intelligence, we continue our commitment to promoting the adoption of BIAN throughout the African continent. Let's reflect on the first ever BIAN meeting held on our shores.
It's our first ever event in Africa. We see an increased interest in Africa.
Following the BIAN methodologies, it really liberates your ability to be agile and to innovate.
So as the first non-Standard Bank or BIAN employee speaking to you today, it would be remiss of me if I didn't thank our host for having us here for the inaugural BIAN conference on the continent. And I think that deserves a round of applause.
We wanted to decouple our systems, and decoupling them meaning that we didn't want, for example, Kenya to have the same platform or application layer where it's hosting its API. We wanted it to be decoupled.
Today, we'll be sharing with you how we've been using the BIAN framework at Standard Bank to transform our API landscape.
And we also found out that because we've got a segmented stuff, an API created in one space could be reused in another space quite easily.
So you're bringing down your price point. But I think we're going to get into a phase where you're going to be forced to respond quicker. If you're not in a state internally to respond externally, you're at risk.
During our 2025 BIAN meeting, we welcomed over 140 attendees in person and more than 60 online, a testament that the BIAN footprint is growing in Africa.
And in the banking industry, there's nothing that compares with BIAN. And adoption of BIAN is going to create value for all of us. I can't commend BIAN strongly enough to you. It's a powerful standard. Banks around the world are adopting it. ISVs around the world are adopting it. Service providers around the world are adopting it. It's a powerful way of helping your financial institution go from yesterday to tomorrow.
So everything really will be available this year as betas at certain points, and towards the end, last quarter, we will have everything ready.
And this makes us to go through a process of treating BIAN as a Lego, right? So it's a transition from the normal monolithic into obviously composable and flexible architecture.
But we used the BIAN payments APIs, and I created a diagram to depict how those interact with one another and how they relate to one another, to create the understanding of, okay, who's responsible for which piece in that organization.
I think the people on stage of BIAN's IBM and Krishna from Intellect Design Arena, we have CC&C, we have Safin, we have Suntec, and we have IBM. You don't look like an IBM.
Thanks.
They all look the same, but you don't look the same. So you sneaked in. Yeah.
The journey has been remarkable in terms of the value derived through the adoption of BIAN. Now let's get ready for BIAN in action. BIAN driven by humans and accelerated by AI for banking and insurance.